All right, guys. So here we are. It's your boy Barry K. Brown, six-figure writer, and today we're going to talk about how to work with your muse. Um, you hear, as a creative professional, you hear a lot about how you can't rely on your muse to get your work done, right? Which is true, right? You need to have the discipline to sit down and do the work anyway, even when you don't feel like it. But there are moments when you do feel inspired, when your muse does come to you, and you need to be prepared for those moments. So that's what today's talk is going to be about. We're going to talk about what to do when that feeling of inspiration arises and you don't want to get swept up in it, right? Because you need to focus and do your work. So here we go. I use five things, five simple steps to work with my muse. Step number one is I prioritize my work the day before, right? So this just goes with having the discipline to do your creative work. And I'm fortunate enough where I'm a writer, so I can kind of like plan what my work is going to be. But I'm pretty sure that like all creatives, like if you're working on a project, you can break that project down into tasks and then prioritize those tasks that you're going to do. So that's what I do. I usually do six things a day, six simple things to move my projects forward every single day, and I prioritize that list the night before, and I make sure that I sit down and get it done every day. So that's step number one. Prioritize your list. That gives you a plan that you can stick to, and once you have a plan, you're less likely to get swept up in the feeling of feeling inspired. Step number two, you need to prescribe your minimum effective dose. So what does that mean? Your minimum effective dose. That means the amount of work that you can produce and still feel like that you had a productive day as a creative professional, right? So me as a copywriter, I use the metric of write one page of copy a day, right? That's one of my tasks every single day. Write one page of copy every single day. That's my minimum effective dose, right? So even on my worst days, I know that I can do one page of copy, and on days that I'm feeling inspired, I can take that up. I can crank that up, crank up the volume. That's how you use your muse, right? You use your muse to go a little bit extra above your minimum effective dose, right? Step number three, you have to show up for work. Show up for work, right? You have to have discipline. They call for writers they say butt in chair. Get your butt in a chair. Right? You have to have the discipline. You have to sit down, show up, and do the work. Otherwise, you're not giving the muse the opportunity to come and join you in your work, right? You sitting down to do the work is the muse's invitation. Sometimes she accepts, a lot of the time she doesn't, but you don't even give her the opportunity if you don't sit down to do the work, right? So that's step number three. Show up for work. Step number four, stick to the plan, right? So you got to stick to the plan, man. Stick to the plan. Remember those activities, that list, your to-do list that you made to move your project forward the night before? Stick to that. Stick to that. Stick to that. You got to stick to it, man. You got to stick to it. Because I know for me as a writer, right, you get ideas coming to you left, right, and center, and you're feeling inspired, and each idea sounds good, so you're like writing it down, and you want to take action on it right away. But you can't allow yourself to get distracted like that, right? Because I learned this from Rich Sheffrin the other day in one of his live streams. He said that each project that you take on is another project that you're saying no to later on, right? So what that means is you only have a certain amount of time in a day or in a year. You only have you have a finite amount of time, right, to work on whatever project that you're working on, right? And If you're working on 3 projects at once, that means it's going to take you 3 times as long to finish one project, right? So take on one project, finish it, and if you want to continue, start the next one, right? But stick to the plan, man. That's the key. That's the key to working with your muse. You got to have a plan and then stick to it. And then the fifth one, we already touched on it, is do a little something extra, right? That's the whenever you're feeling inspired, it's okay. Do a little something extra. Do a little something. Just put some little season on it. You know what I mean? Like put a little sauce on it, right? So your minimum effective dose, you're just gonna put a little bit of sauce, a little bit of season on that, right? If your minimum effective dose is 1 page, write 2, right? If your minimum effective dose, if you're a painter, if your minimum effective dose is like 1 brush stroke, do 6 brush strokes. If your minimum effective dose, let's say you're, uh, I don't know, like an architect or something, your minimum effective dose is to design 1 window pane, you know, sketch the outline for your second window pane, right? As long as it fits within your plan, you can do a little extra. That's all right. That's how you work with your muse, right? You take your muse, you take that feeling of being inspired, and you just put a little bit of something extra on the plan that you already set forth for the day. Don't let your muse distract you from the work that you're trying to do. Like, you have a mission, you're here for a purpose, and you're gonna achieve that whether your muse is with you or not, right? So you need to be prepared to do that. Stick with it. Have the discipline. You got it. I believe in you guys. My name is Barry K. Brown. If you enjoy this content, subscribe to the channel. Leave us a like, leave us a content, or leave us a comment, and tell me how you like to work with your muse. Like, is this something that you have considered before? Um, but yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the email list. I give out daily content just like this about how to work and earn 6 figures as a freelance copywriter. So if that's something that you're into, that's something that you're trying to achieve, fuck with me. All right, so you guys take care. Peace.